everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erin, and for today's video I am going to show you how to make a curly Q wreath on a heart-shaped wreath frame. This particular wreath frame is from Dollar Tree, but I'm sure you can get them elsewhere. But let's jump into this video. Okay, so here is everything that you're going to need to make this particular craft. You're going to need a heart-shaped wreath frame. I got mine from Dollar Tree. You're going to need deco mesh. I'm using 3 different colors. I'm using this shimmery white, silver, and red. You're probably going to need about 15 yards of each. I do have more of these in the back room, but I figured I'd go ahead and use the rolls that I've already started. And then this is optional, but I'm going to be adding ribbon to it as well. I have this like white, sparkly, silvery ribbon. I actually have Halloween black ribbon because I think that it'll be a nice contrast. And then a glittery red ribbon. And I'm going to add that in. You're also going to need chenille stems, pipe cleaners, whatever you call them. I call them pipe cleaners. You're going to need those, and you're going to cut them in half. And then I also have a clip to hold together my bunches of mesh as I'm putting them together. And you're also going to need a pair of scissors. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to cut the tag off of my wreath. So on this particular wreath form here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sections. So I watched somebody else's tutorial on YouTube on how to make this wreath before I tackled it, just because I wasn't sure if I was going to need more or less mesh. I honestly don't remember whose video it was, or else I'd give them credit for it. But in this little section, I believe she used about 5 to 8 bunches. On the rounded parts here, on either side, she used 12. She used 8 bunches in this straight section, 8 on each. And then here, I believe she used 4. Now, in order to retain this heart shape, you're gonna have to be a little bit clever with the bunches that you make. And I know that me saying bunches makes absolutely no sense right now, but it will in just a second. So to start off, I'm going to take the light colored pipe cleaners here and go ahead and cut these in half. Poor scissors have seen better days. And I'm just going to set these to the side. Now when I say bunches, what I'm talking about is taking the deco mesh and making them into groups. So for my measurements, I never do it exactly. I typically craft on this coffee table here, which I might have to find a better setup because I don't know how well this is working for videos. But what I do is I will measure the mesh out by the length of the squares that are in this coffee table, which is probably about, I would say, 8 inches or so. And then what I do is I cut. And I'll do one for each color. Now, some people will go ahead and cut out everything that they think they need right here in the beginning. I don't do that. I make my groups as I go. I just like to do it better that way. You can play around with how you want your colors to be grouped. Me personally, I'm going to be doing them all mixed together. Now, this is where this comes into play. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to roll your mesh. So it kind of looks like this. Then I clip it while I roll the rest. Alright, next you're going to take a chenille stem, pipe cleaner, whatever you call it. Then you're going to group these however you want to group them. So for me, I'm going to do this like this. You're going to kind of pinch in the middle here. You're going to take this chenille stem pipe cleaner, fold like so. Take this back here, so you can kind of see this, and then you're going to twist like this. So this should give you enough room to wrap this onto your form. Now, this is what your little group is going to look like. It's called the curly Q method, and this is why they look like little curls. I will say, when you first attach your groups to your wreath, it's going to look like crap. However, the more groupings you put, the better. So for this particular wreath, you're gonna, on this middle part here, so you get the shape of the wreath, you're only going to put the mesh groupings on this bottom 2 rows here. So you just put the pipe cleaner on either side, and again, you are going to twist it so it becomes attached, and just kind of put that down. Now, when you fill this up, it'll end up filling up the frame, so you shouldn't be able to see it. So as far as the ribbon goes, I'm going to be doing that on every 3rd piece. So I'm going to make one more group regular, and then I'll do the ribbon one. So again, you can cut this all out at the beginning if that's what's easiest for you. I like to do this as I go along. And I think I forgot to mention in the beginning, the deco mesh that I use is the 5.5 inch wide deco mesh. I just find that easier to use. And the red and the white came from Michaels, and the silver came from Joann Fabrics. So again, you're going to group them together, kind of pinch in the middle and fold over. And then twist here and add this to your wreath frame. And like I said, once you start to fill this out a little more, it will start to look better. Here's what it looks like right now. Okay, so now we're gonna add ribbon to the mix here. So then what I'll do with the ribbon is I will take it and I will measure it to the length of your deco mesh, which in this case is 5.5 inches. And then what I do is I put it just a little bit over, so again, about 7 to 8 inches of ribbon. And then you cut. And then you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to dovetail it. This is a little bit easier to do with wired ribbon because it's a little bit more structured, obviously, and this is wired ribbon. So you just want to dovetail it on either end. Now, you're going to, again, roll up your mesh to make your groups. And like I said, with the ribbon, I'm going to be doing it on every 3rd grouping of mesh, and I'll alternate it from there. I'll do the white, then the black, then the red. Put your group together. Now to add the ribbon, you're going to pinch in the middle or close to the middle and put it in your group. Take your pipe cleaner and same thing that you did before, you're going to fold this group in half, kind of pinch at the middle so it stays in a group. and then twist. Now you can fluff and adjust your wreath at the end when you have everything all put together, but this is what the grouping looks like as is right now. So same thing, you're going to add this to your wreath frame. This is what we have so far. So off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this little section out, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. All right, so here we have the first grouping done. I ended up putting 5 bunches in there, so that's why there's 1 ribbon. And I think that filled out nicely. So as I said, we have the first grouping done with 5 different bunches of mesh. So next we're gonna move on to the circular part, which is probably gonna need about 12 things of mesh. Now the difference between this section here and the rest of these sections is you're gonna attach your mesh groupings to the outside 2 loops of this wreath frame, and it will end up covering the inside once you have everything all put together. As you could see in my other video with my phone, you can't see that it's not attached to the top of this wreath frame in this little section. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you where I put the first grouping over here, and then I'll do the rest off camera and show you what it looks like once this grouping is done. Okay, so again, you're going to take your roll of mesh here, you're going to measure this like so, and then just put a little bit beyond that size. And then dovetail your ribbon. Which honestly, this is not the highest quality ribbon, but that's okay. So you can see we have our dovetailed ribbon. And again, you're gonna pinch in the middle. Your chenille stem. Fold this over. Twist. And we have our grouping. So now we're going to take this, and again, like I said, we're going to attach it to the outside 2 rings of the wreath frame now. So as you can kind of see here, even with just 1 group on the outside, that's what's going to give you the little dip to make this look more like a heart. So now what I'm going to do off camera is go ahead and fill out this row with all the groups. I'll let you know how many I used, and we'll check back in a second. So first off, sorry if you can hear my dogs playing in the background. They're having a grand old time. So I finished the second section here, and I used 12 mesh groups to make that. So next up for this little, well, it's obviously this one, but the straight section, it should take about 8 to fill that up probably. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll check back in. So far, I think it's looking pretty darn cute. So let's see what it looks like as I finish it. Okay, so we are officially halfway done now. I did use 8 bunches on that next section. Now this bottom section here, I think I'll probably only need 4 or maybe even 3. I'll let you know when I get that done, but I'll go ahead and do the bottom section, let you know how many I use for that, and then we'll move on. Okay, so bottom section is complete. I did put 4 groups of mesh in here. I am really liking how this is turning out so far. I think it'll definitely have more of a heart shape once I get this outside layer done. So same thing for these two. I'm going to be putting 8 groups here and 12 here. So the next time I see you, this whole thing will be done. Okay, so as you can see, I completed the whole thing. So your final step is going to be to fluff and arrange and cut off like the little strings that are on here. Now you could also add some sort of decoration if you wanted to. I'm gonna just leave this one as is because I like it how it is, and truth be told, I don't have any Valentine's Day like decor so to add to this, but you could most certainly add something to it if you wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and fluff and trim this, and then I will show you the final product. So, obviously this is the final product, and I am super happy with the way it turned out. I love the way that the black pops through. I know that's not really an orthodox Valentine's Day color per se, but I don't know, I like it. I was a little worried that you weren't going to be able to tell that this was a heart, but I think you can pretty much tell that it is a heart. Maybe some embellishment in the middle would make that a little bit more known, but I like it without anything on it, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Now, of course, you don't have to make this for Valentine's Day. You can use whatever colors you want and just have it as decor in your house if you wanted to. Honestly, I really had wanted to do this with rose gold, white, and silver, but I lost a roll of my rose gold deco mesh, so that idea went out the window, and I decided to go with this. But that is it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please give me a big old thumbs up. If you like my videos and you want to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!